Hey guys, I'm making a video about how to set up a C++11 project meant for programming with OpenGL and Eclipse CDT on Linux. So the first thing you're going to do is to create a new project. And we're going to be using C++, so C++ project, and we can call it whatever you want. So I'll name it tutorial. And I'm not going to be going over how to actually program it itself, but just how to set it up, because there's a lot of obstacles in the way that I have to go through to set it up. And yeah, so I'm not going to do cross GCC. I only know how to do Linux GCC, so I'm going to do that. Debug, release, and finish. So now we have a new project. Now you might think we can just go along to importing GL libraries, but that's actually not the case. So first thing we're going to want to do is set it up for C++11, which is easier said than done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the right click on the project and click Properties, and some things I want to do are these. So I'm going to go to C++ build, and then settings, and then go up to the C++ compiler, and then miscellaneous. So then we're at the end, you need to do a space, and then add -std equals C++11. And this will let the compiler know when you're compiling each of your C files. That means that it'll compile with the C++11 standard. And there's two more things to do. So now you need to go to C++ general, path and symbols, then up to the symbols tab. So then you click GNU C++, and now you need to add two symbols. The first one is underscore C++, and then for the value it's going to be 201103 capital L. So then you're going to need to add that. And then the next thing you need to add is __ GXX _ experimental and then _CXX0X. And then you don't need any value for this one. Oh yeah, then __. Okay, that should be it. And then you want to click apply, then yes, and then okay. So now that you're set, up to writing any C++11 code. Now the next thing you're going to do is you want to install the libraries that are required for doing the GL programming. So what we're going to do is install two libraries, and these are, and I'm using Ubuntu, so you have to use your equivalent package manager, but xorg-dev. Type in your password, and then you're going to, and I already have it, so it's not going to install for me. And the next one you need is libgl1-mesa-dev, and I have that installed as well. So those are the two libraries you're going to need in your terminal. Then you can exit out of your terminal. Okay, next thing you're going to need to do is go into your project and back to properties. So now what we're going to need to do is go to C++ build, and then settings, and then then you need to go to the linker, and then libraries. So these are where you're going to add your libraries for GLFW. So you're going to do this is case sensitive, GLFW3. Xcursor. And by the way, I'll have all these names and things and values and everything in the description of the video. And Xrandr, DL, and you might want to install that one too. So that would just be it. Actually, there's one of these. If any of these don't appear, you'll have to find it. Yeah, if any of these don't work, you have to install another library. But anyway, GL, GLU, X11, capital X, lowercase x, F, 86, VM, Xrandr, pthread, XI, and M. Now these what these are doing right here is these are the libraries you need for GLFW. So GLFW itself has a lot of dependencies that it runs off that it uses. So this is why you need all these other ones too. Then of course let's click apply. And okay, so now at this point when you start setting up things, so if I go new source folder, you can start setting up your GLFW project, which I have done in in mine right here. So you can set it up using all the GLFW functions, and you create the context and everything. So you can set up those things. Now the problem is that these don't include all the GL functions from the newer versions. So what you're going to do is you're going to use an extension wrangler, and a very one that most people use in the tutorials that I've seen is called Glue. But from what I've heard as well is that Glue is very old and buggy, so we're not going to be using Glue. So I found a better one on the IRC when I was trying to find help. So it's called GLAD, GLAD. So the link for it is this. I'll paste it inside my browser. So it'll bring you to this page. So it's GLAD. So basically, this will help you create a loader. So what you're going to do is language C/C++, GL, and what you want to do is most of the time you want to unless you're 100% sure that you'll never use these higher versions for your application, you're going to use version 4.5, or the highest one you see, even though GL is about to be replaced by Vulkan. Anyway, so because even if the computer that you're running on doesn't have this version, it will when it creates the context, it will not like crash your program. It'll just give you the context up to whatever version you select. So we're gonna select 4.5. Don't select any of these, and but compatibility means is it allows you to use the older functions of GL that are deprecated now from like 10 to 20 years ago. Unless you need it, I would highly recommend not to do this unless you need it for some legacy application, because these functions are not meant to be used anymore, and it's not a good idea. But if you need them, you can do compatibility. I'm going to select core, and these come with all the newer features along with the necessary old ones. So now you don't need any extensions. It might be tempting, like, well, most of the time you won't need any extensions. Maybe you will, but in my case, I don't need any extensions. So now you're going to have to select generate loader and then click generate. So what you'll get is this directory listing, and so now these are this glad.zip zip file includes these files. This is just you want to download individual files. So we're just going to download this glad.zip file, and I'm going to put this in my documents, or actually I'll put them in a less populated folder so we can see it better. So now that we have that downloaded, what we're going to do is this. Now this is not the standard way, but this is the way that works best for me, so keep this in mind. So we don't need our browser anymore, and so yeah, okay, So we need to go into where the glad.zip is. I don't need these files anymore. And then extract it here. So now what we have is we have these files inside here, and this includes this is the source code for Glad, and you want to include this into your project. So what I do is this. So I go in here, and I'm going to take this H file and drag it into Glad, and I'm going to take this source file and drag it into Glad, and then I'm going to go into this kjar. And so now what I'm doing is I have all three of these. These are all the three source files that come with Glad out of their folders. So now what I'm going to do is I recommend inside your source directory of your project to have a lib folder, so you can access your libraries. For me, so I'm going to create this folder called lib. And now what you're going to want to do is, at least for me, so for each one of your libraries, create a folder for that. So I'm going to call this one Glad. And then I'm going to select all of these and drag them to Glad. Now this won't work. You need to modify these source files. So just click copy, and now you have all three of these source files. So you don't need that until you don't need this version anymore. So you can delete that. And so now we're going to want to do this won't compile correctly. So and also this is missing a main file, so I'm just going to do that. So new source file main.cpp, and I'm just going to quickly create int main so it'll compile without any errors. Int main there. So now this won't compile. So you'll see some errors when we try to compile this. Actually, we won't because we're not including this. But if I try to include, and what we're going to do is, so I usually have my main.cpp inside another folder, like inside like a main folder. But since we're not, we're going to do this. So we're going to do include, and then inside of parentheses, slash, we're going to do lib, actually, lib slash glad, okay, slash glad.h. So now we are including this file. So now I'm going to try to include this. There's going to be an error. I'll show you. Save file. Nothing to be built for. Okay, anyway, I'll show it once. The closest is being weird right now. Anyway, so what we're going to do is you're going to see that there's going to be an include file inside this glad.c and glad.h. So in glad.c, you want to change this to something else. You want to change this to parentheses glad.h. And that's going to go into the current directory, and then I'll find glad.h to import. So that's that. Okay, next thing you want to do is go into glad.h, and you're going to find khr, and you want to change this out with khr platform.h, which is the name of this file. Khr platform. Yeah, okay. And now when we build it, it's for me, it's not building, and then if we run it, oh, that's why I was building my game engine. Okay, build this project. Now if we build it, it'll finish correctly and it'll work. So basically we're just redoing these include files to find the other files inside here. Anyway, so that's how you get it to work. And if you need any help actually writing your program, there's a link I have right here, and this is to get you started. So here. So what we have here is a really good tutorial that you might want to follow to get your context up and running, and your window and your inputs and your error handling. And I followed this tutorial all the way down to, where is it starting with the GL specific things? Yeah, okay, all the way down to here, putting together. And because all of this stuff right here is GL specific stuff, and it uses so once you follow this, you should be good, and you'll have a window open. But if you actually want to use the newer features to use Glad and everything, you need to do the GladNet thing. So you need to initialize Glad right after you create your context. So if I go into my example, which is in, actually, where is it? Source, render, the CPP. So as soon as you create your context and your viewport, you need to do glad load GL, and then all the newer functions will work. And I think that's it. Yeah. So thanks for watching, and I hope you found this useful.